Welcome in, everybody. Day 2 of the 2014 USABA Midwest Regional Goalball Tournament from Warren, Michigan. We are on Medal Day, and this is a women's semifinal matchup. On table right is going to be British Columbia. On table left is going to be the BSO Phever, who ended up beating the Nova Scotia girls yesterday, and this will determine the medal round proceedings, who goes to gold and who goes to bronze. And bright and early on a Sunday morning, a bitterly cold Sunday morning, as a few more inches of snow dropped on us last night. Having some issues with officials getting to other gyms for other games, but we have enough for this one, and we will start on time. Welcome, everybody. Chris Curtis with you. I will be with you for the rest of the games today. We have a men's semifinal at 9 o'clock, and then the medal games shortly thereafter. So, whole bunch of goalball left, and we started out with a really good women's matchup in the semifinals right now. Starting lineups for BC, number 8 is going to be Julie Johnson, number 9 is Angel Lindell, and then Ashley Andrews is number 3 for the British Columbia women. And then for the BSO Phever, we have Rosemary Martin, number 3. Number 4 is Carla Gilbride. Number 5, Amanda Keene. And number 8 is Arcelia Torres. So, like I said, BSO is going to be table left. BC is table right. We'll be going in just a moment. They're going through their pregame announcements right now. We are underway. BC starts with the ball. Left wing for them throws. That's number 3, Ashley Andrews, on left wing for them. There's a throw from the right wing for BSO. It's going to go out, blocked out to the right. And left wing Andrews with it again. She'll throw down her line. It's going to get blocked out by the right wing on the BSO side. There's a throw, try and cross court. That's not going to work. And that there is Julie Johnson on the right wing. Throw is going to be caught in the center. And handed over to Amanda Keene on the left wing for BSO. Try to go down her line. That's not going to work. And it gets given in to Julie Johnson. Johnson will attempt to throw down her line again, and that will get caught actually in the 4. And give it back to Amanda Keene. Still scoreless, just underway. Women's semifinal. There's a throw, grabbed by the center. And give it over to Ashley Andrews. Left wing starts from her 4 gap. Will throw to the other gap. And it's loose. That is going to be just outside and end up hit the post on the way out. Give it back to Amanda Keene. And it'll be a BSO timeout. They want to talk things over. Whole bunch of sponsors we will list off during this timeout. The Michigan Parents of the Children with Visual Impairments is the gold sponsor for this event. Helped out a whole bunch with this tournament. The Warren Mott Band Club, another sponsor. Julia Kusku, E.W. Smith Insurance. Standard Scale and Supply Company, Michigan Medical Consultant. Sterling Heights Lioness Club. Warren Mott Boosters. Armada Lioness Club. We got more coming, but we got more goalball to talk about, so we'll go ahead and do that. All right, it's handed over to Ashley Andrews, and she will fire into her 2 gap. The gap between center and right wing. Grabbed there by Rosemary Martin. Martin will fire across, and that goes into the 3 area, into the center area, and it's handed back to Ashley Andrews on BC's side. Andrews will fire. Nice bounce to that ball, and it ends up in the middle. It's a throw down the left-hand side. It tries to bounce over. That's not going to work. And it's Julie Johnson. Johnson will fire, and it'll be a little bit left of center. Or a little bit right of center as well. It'll end up, and Amanda Keen's with it right now. Keen gets set, ready to throw. She does, and it ends up in the center. Hand it over to Ashley Andrews. Andrews with a nice spin and a nice bounce. Trying to get it over the center. That didn't work. And Amanda Keen looking for her second throw in a row, and she's got it. Sets it up at her net and fires down her line. Throw is a decent one, and Julie Johnson was able to recover it and gets ready to throw herself. Trying cross court, going for the opposite corner. That's not going to work. And it's handled there. Rosemary Martin will fire down. And it's handled there on the out. And give it to the center. Angel Lou Lindell. This here looks like Arcelia Torres. In the center, she will fire and ends up in the center. Angel Lou Lindell with her second throw in a row forthcoming. Decent throw. Still no score as we play just under 9 left in the first half. Spin throw from Rosemary Martin. And that gets taken away by Ashley Andrews. Andrews, left wing for BC, will fire back in Rosemary's direction, and it's handled there. Let's have another. Left-handed throw of Rosemary, tried to go down her line. That didn't work, and handled there by Ashley Andrews. Andrews will get it ready. Good throw down her line. Blocked up and out. Good reaction time from Rosemary Martin there. And Rosemary will send it, try for a cross court. It actually is a line out. And give it up to Julie Johnson. Johnson will try cross court, going for the opposite corner. That is not going to work. Rosemary Martin is there. She will back it up to her net and get going with the left hand. Tried for the gap, that didn't work. And it's a handoff to Ashley Andrews. Andrews with it, starts at the center. Spin, bounce, looking to go over the center. Arcelia Torres, that's not going to work. Hand over to Amanda Keen. Amanda Keen on BSO's side will try to go down her line and into her short gap. That didn't work. And it's a hand over to Julie Johnson. Julie Johnson, right wing for BC. Get it ready and fire. And that's in the center. And Arcelia Torres will take her first shot in a little while. Torres goes right of right wing, and she'll fire down that right line. Andrews is equal to the task, and she has it in hand. Right-handed throw from Andrews ends up right at the center. Now give it up to Rosemary Martin. Martin with the left hand will fire right into the middle. And Lindell is there. And Lindell will get set to fire with the right hand. She'll go to the right, trying for the corner. Didn't work. And hand it over to Amanda Keen. Keen gets set at her net. Will fire across, looking for the opposite gap. Didn't work. And hand it over to Ashley Andrews. Andrews left wing for BC with a spin. Good bounce, looking for the corner. Just missed. Few inches wide of that left post. And there's a throw from Martin with the left hand. It's going to be out. And Julie Johnson will take it off the pass in from the goal judge. With the right hand, Johnson will try to fire across. That didn't work. And hand it back over to Rosemary Martin. Martin ready, trying for the opposite corner, and it will be about a foot wide. Andrews is going to take it from the right wing. She'll run back to her left wing position. And it's a nice save in the center from Arcelia Torres. Torres gets set, goes right of right wing. Will fire into the gap. That didn't work. Handled there by Angel Lou Lindell. Pass it over to Andrews in the left wing, and she'll get set to throw again. Good throw down the line, and about a foot wide. And here's Martin with it. Right wing for BSO. Nice stop, and here comes Julie. Julie Andrews on the right wing. Still scoreless as we play just over, looks like 5 minutes left in the first half. Handed over to Amanda Keene after Arcelia makes the save. And the left wing for BSO getting ready to fire. And starts it out immediately. And it looks like Ashley Andrews is going to roll over and take that ball from Julie Johnson. Decent throw. She's back to her spot. And here comes Amanda Keene. Tries short gap. That's not going to work as Lindell is there. Lindell will get set. Her first throw in a little while. And that will be in the center. Handled there by Arcelia Torres. Handed over to Rosemary Martin, who's in her own 2 gap. Fires for the same, or for the 4 gap on the other side. That didn't work, and it's handled there by Ashley Andrews. From the 4 gap, she'll try for the 2 gap. Looking for it, scores! Ashley Andrews with the first goal of this semifinal game, and it's 1-0 British Columbia. Actually went off the hands of Rosemary Martin over there into the corner. And Arcelia Torres will fire the first shot after the goal, and Andrews handles it. And British Columbia wants to talk things over. So it's a 1-0 lead. British Columbia has it over the BSO Phever. Just over 4 minutes here left in the first half of this one. Again, we got the men's semifinal after this game. So stay tuned for that. 9 o'clock Eastern is when that's going to start. They will not be pushed ahead at any point during the medal rounds, and actually haven't been pushed ahead at all during this tournament, which is actually saving a lot of coaches some headaches. So 15-second time is called. Each game is going to be archived by the teams playing in it, so keep that in mind as you're looking for the game you want during the medal rounds. All right. Ashley Andrews has it in hand. She will fire off the timeout from the right wing spot, and then we'll run back to her left wing, looking for the opposite corner. Didn't quite work as it goes out. And hand it over to Rosemary Martin. Martin with the left hand will try to go into the short gap. That's not going to work, and it'll be a handoff to Andrews again. Andrews, one of the better throwers in this tournament from the women's side, and that's handled by Arcelia Torres. Handoff to Martin again. Martin with the left hand will try to go short gap again, handled there by Lou Lindell. Lindell will try and set up and fire. She'll go center to center here, and Torres handles that easily. Torres will go left of the left wing. Amanda Keene tries to go into the center, and that's not going to work. It'll be a handoff to Ashley Andrews. Andrews will go right of center and throw across, looking for the 1, and didn't quite get it there, about a foot outside. Rosemary Martin will try for the short gap, handled there by Lou Lindell. Here comes Ashley Andrews starting from the center, going right of center again. Looking for that 2 gap from there. That's a big save by Arcelia Torres. Torres will hand it off to Martin on the right wing for BSO, and she'll fire down, handled by Lou Lindell. And hand off to Julie Johnson. Johnson with the right wing for BC. And very close to a high ball there, but ended up keeping it down. It's out almost immediately, though. As Amanda Keene will make her first throw in a little while. That'll go into the short gap. It'll be blocked out. Hand off to Julie Johnson. Johnson will fire down. It's going down that line. And it's handled. And Arcelia Torres is going to take a seat. Carla Gilbride will come into the game. And it's actually going to be Rosemary Martin that moves over to the center position. As Carla Gilbride comes in, she'll take the right wing spot, it looks like. Still 1-0. Looks like just under 3 minutes left here in this first half. And we are back underway. It's Amanda Keene with it. Keene will fire, and it's hit in the center. Lulendell. And it'll be a pass over to Ashley Andrews. Andrews with a good backswing. Good throw. Scores! Andrews with her second of the game. Puts it off the feet of Rosemary Martin in center. And that's a 2-0 lead. Amanda Keene with it now, trying to retaliate. And that's not going to work as Johnson will handle it. Julie Johnson, the right wing for BC, ready to go with her throw. She'll try to go cross gap. And it goes off the hands of Carly Gilbride with her first throw of the game right now. Throw's going to go into the short gap. It's going to be off the left wing. Ashley Andrews, who has it in her hand, already has 2 goals. Looking for the center, and she put it right in the center. Rosemary Martin is there. We'll hand off to Carly Gilbride. We'll have to push it to avoid a 10-second penalty. And it's handled there by Angel Lulendell. Lulendell will back up to her own net and throw. And she'll go cross gap, trying for the gap between center and right wing. That's not going to work, and it's handed off to Carly Gilbride. Gilbride's throw will go cross gap, trying for the spot between center and right wing. That's not going to work, and it's handed to Julie Johnson. Johnson's throw is going to go down into the short gap. That's not going to work. Hand off to Amanda Keene. Keene will throw into the center. Lulendell handles it there. 45 seconds here left in this first half. Ashley Andrews will put it off the feet of Rosemary Martin, but it's handled. And it's a handoff to Amanda Keene, her next throw. It's into the center. Lulendell is there. Handoff to Ashley Andrews. She will go right of center. Fire. Looking for the center. She found it. And Rosemary Martin will hand off to Carly Gilbride. Gilbride will look to throw and does. And it's into the center. Lulendell is there. She'll hand off to Julie Johnson. Johnson setting up at her own goal line. She'll fire into the short gap. Handled by the feet of Rosemary. And Martin will hand off to Amanda Keene. And that is going to end the first half of play. 2-0. British Columbia has a 2-0 lead on BSO in the women's semifinal game. So we will have the second half in about a minute and a half for you, as that's when I'll get back on the mic. Stay with us.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's back to the way they started. BSO. Okay, so it's 3-8-5. Left to right. Okay. Yeah. At least that's what my coach gave me. I was, okay. I see. Yeah, I see the 8 back here. What? What do you want? I don't get a name. I'm John. I'm John. Oh, I still. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. All right, back to it. Semifinal action. Women's semifinal in the 2014 Midwest Regional Goalball Tournament. Warren Mott High School is where it's at. And we just finished the halftime break of a 2-0 British Columbia lead. Let's see if the BSO Phever can make a comeback here. Looks like it's 4-8-5 left to right for BSO. Carly Gilbride at the right wing for BSO. 8 is Arcelia Torres, and 5 Amanda Keene on the left wing for them. And it's the same lineup as it was in the first half for BC. So we are ready to go. It looks like I believe BSO is going to start with the ball, if I'm not mistaken. And Arcelia Torres will get her hands on the ball first as we start the second half of play. It's 2-0 BC as we get going. And Arcelia will go left of Amanda Keene on the left wing. And fire looking for that cross corner, not going to work. And it's Ashley Andrews with it. Her first throw of the second half on the way. Sets up, motion, throw down her line, off the legs there of Carly Gilbride. Nice save. Gilbride will try to go down her line. That's not going to work. And it's in front of Ashley Andrews. Andrews will set up in her 4 gap. Decent throw, looking for down the line. Blocked out. Ramped up the legs of Carly Gilbride, but she was able to keep it out. And here's Gilbride now with her second throw. That's going to go down her line. More accurate this time, but Andrews is able to handle it. Tries to quick pitch back the other way. And it hits the bleachers. Here comes Arcelia Torres to take it from Gilbride. Down the line it goes, and Andrews is able to handle it fairly easily. Hand over to Angel Lulendell. Her first throw of the second half is ready to go. Starts her motion, throws, looking for the 2 gap, and it's handled by Torres. Torres will give it over to Amanda Keene. Keene on the left wing for BSO will fire, looking for their short gap. That didn't work. Lulendell will hand it over to Julie Johnson. Johnson, the right wing for BC, will fire, looking for her short gap. Hits the legs of Amanda Keene. Keene will throw her second in a row. Looking for the center, found her. Did not find net. Lulendell will hand it off to Ashley Andrews. Andrews will go just right of center and try to fire into that gap. That did not work as it's handled there by Arcelia Torres. Give it to Amanda Keene here. Keene will throw, looking for the cross gap. Gets past Lulendell. And it looks like we might have a 10-second penalty on the side of BSO. Let's see. Yes. So it's a team penalty. Carly Gilbride will defend for BSO at the discretion of the BC coaches. And this could be a big penalty here. BC hits this, it very well could be the game the way the BC is playing defensively. Ball's in the hands of Ashley Andrews. From her own center position, she'll throw into the center of BSO zone, and that is stopped by Carla Gilbride. Kept it in front of her. And that might be a missed opportunity on BC's side, and that could come back to bite them. Gilbride will start with the ball after play is called, and Arcelia Torres will get it down the line. Handled there by Ashley Andrews. Andrews will get ready to throw. She'll throw into the short gap, handled by Carla Gilbride. Good throw there from Andrews. That is Gilbride's throw down the line. It ended up out. And it's Andrews again, looking for that gap again. Stopped again. Gilbride being a wall defensively currently. That's going to go into the short gap. That's not going to work. Lulindell will hand off to Andrews again. Going just right of center. Throwing. It's a hop. Scores! Andrews puts it in again. This one went off the hands of the center. Arcelia Torres into the back of the net behind Amanda Keene. It's 3-0 BC. As Keene tries to answer down her line, that didn't work. And it's Julie Johnson. And it's a team penalty. BSO illegal coaching is called.
Shoot your penalty shot. Let's go.
Number 5 is going to defend Amanda Keene. Andrews has it in her hands. This very well could be a dagger. Again, they have a chance to possibly put this game away, as Andrews has it at her center position. Andrews ready, moves a couple steps to her left, puts it cross gap, scores! Andrews puts it into the 4. It's now 4-0. BC has the lead. And BC wanted that. BSO needed to stop that. All right, and it's in the hands of Arcelia Torres here. Looks like she moved over to the right wing spot for that throw as they switch back. And good defense by Carla Gilbride to get back into the right wing spot to stop that throw from Ashley Andrews. Arcelia with her second throw, looking for that same gap. That's not going to work. Angel Lulindell will hand it back over to Andrews. Andrews with a quick pitch the other way. Nice stop by Torres and Gilbride together. And Gilbride will fire into the short gap. That's not going to work. And it's Angel Lulindell with it. Lulindell will a couple of hop steps and a fire looking for the right corner. That's not going to work. And it's Amanda Keene with it. Keene, the left wing for BSO, will go down her line looking for the corner. And it's just wide of that post. And it's Julie Johnson with it right now, the right wing for BC. Looking down her line, handled by Arcelia Torres and Amanda Keene. And Keene will throw. Keene throws into the center, handled by Lulindell. Here's Julie Johnson now. Johnson tries to go down her line. It's out just about immediately. And it's handed to Amanda Keene as a BSO timeout on the floor. 7:45 here left in the second half of the semifinal game. Whole bunch of good goal ball on the way. Some high tension goal ball is what we are going to be facing in the medal rounds, that's for sure, with men and women. We'll have the men's games in this gym. This being a semifinal, we'll update you on results as they come in. Only have one broadcasting station really in the entire tournament, so here comes Amanda Keene after the timeout is over. And she has it in her mitts in the left wing spot for BSO. Keene will fire it. It'll go to the center Lulindell, and it's a handover to Ashley Andrews. Andrews gets ready to throw. She does, looking for that short gap. Not going to work. Celia Torres is there. And Torres will set up at her own net. Will go right of right wing. Gilbride will move around for her. And to throw into the center. That is a 10-second call, and that's... Yep. Yep. And Amanda Keene will defend it. So a chance for BC to go up 5-0 in the semifinal round. Ball's in the hands of Lou Lindell. She'll fire. Scores! And so it's a 5-0 British Columbia lead. Good work from Lou Lindell to put it in the cross gap, looking at the 2. And this is a Carla Gilbride throw, looking for the opposite corner. Handled by the feet of Lou Lindell. And handed over to Julie Johnson. Johnson, the right wing for BC, will throw down her line. It's not going to quite get there, though. And it'll be handed to Amanda Keene. And here's Keene's throw. So go into the short gap. That's not going to work. Lou Lindell will hand it back to Johnson. Johnson has it in her grip. Setting up from her net. We'll try to go cross gap. Ends up in the center. Arcelia Torres has it in hand. Arcelia going right of the right wing. We'll try to go cross gap into the 2. That's not going to work. Lou Lindell will recover it. And it'll be handed to Julie Johnson. She'll throw it from her knees. It'll get down. Torres is there, and it'll be handed to Amanda Keene. Keene, the left wing. Will throw. Opposite corner looking. Not going to work. And here's Ashley Andrews. Her first throw in a little while. Spin throw, bouncer down the line. Not going to stay on the line, though, as it'll go out. And here's Carla's throw. Carla Gilbride will throw into the center. Angel Lou Lindell is there. It'll be handed to Julie Johnson. Johnson ready to throw. Trying short gap, handled by the feet of Arcelia Torres. And a substitution coming. Okay, so Rosemary Martin. Rosemary Martin is going to come in for Arcelia Torres. Just under 6 minutes left here in the second half of a 5-0 British Columbia game right now. And Rosemary Martin is going to take the position of center. Amanda Keene has it in her hands and will fire into the short gap, handled by Lou Lindell. Lou Lindell, after the timeout, will hand it over to Julie Johnson. Johnson on the right wing. Throws, looking for the center position, and found it in the person of Rosemary Martin. Martin will hand off to Amanda Keene for her second in a row. And that'll be a throw off the feet of Lou Lindell and handled just off the line. Now Ashley Andrews has it. We'll try for the center. Off the legs of Martin again. Martin will hand off to Carly Gilbride. Gilbride will throw, looking for the short gap. Not going to work. And it's handed to Ashley Andrews again. Just left of center. She'll look for the 4. Scores! Off the feet of both Rosemary Martin and Amanda Keene. And it's a 6-0 BC lead. Here's Keene's next throw. Looking to get BSO on the board. And it's not working so far. It's a throw from Julie Johnson that goes off the center Rosemary's hands. And she'll hand off to Carly Gilbride. Gilbride, who hits the floor pretty hard after she threw that. Throw goes to Lou Lindell in the center. And here's Ashley Andrews' throw off the feet of Martin up in the air and stays in front of her. Hand off to Amanda Keene. Keene within the left wing spot. Will throw. And into the hands of Lou Lindell on the other side. Hand off to Julie Johnson. Johnson ready to throw. And it'll end up in the center. And it'll be a handoff to Carly Gilbride. Gilbride setting up at her own net. Will throw. Looking for the cross corner. Just blocked out by the feet of Lou Lindell. Missed the right wing Johnson entirely. And Johnson will throw looking for her that same corner. And that's not going to work as Amanda Keen's there. Keen's next throw looking for the cross corner. Blocked out. Nicely done there. As Andrews will throw into the short gap, that's not going to work. Hand it off to Carly Gilbride. Gilbride's next throw is going to be cross court, out by more than a couple of feet, and it'll be handed to Johnson. Taken there by Ashley Andrews on the right wing spot. She will travel back to her spot on the left wing, and that's stopped by the feet of Rosemary Martin. BSO is going to talk things over, down 6-0 with 3:15 left in the second half. So timeout on the floor. As people get set. Bright and early in a very snowy Warren, Michigan. Warren E. Mott High School is where we're at for the 2014 Midwest Regional Goalball Tournament. And we got as I said before, we have a whole slew of awesome medal games coming up. The men's consolation game going on right now. The other semifinal women's game is going on in Gym B currently. And as I said, we'll give you updates as I get them on those games. So keep that in mind. Ball's in the hands currently of Rosemary Martin in the center for BSO. Does a spin, looks for the two gap, not going to work. Lou Lindell will hand it off to Julie Johnson. Johnson has it, her first throw after the timeout. Will go into the 4 gap, 5 area. And it's Amanda Keen. Her next throw is going to go into the center. And it's handed to Ashley Andrews. Andrews will start from her left wing spot, look for the center. Rosemary Martin is there with her feet. And we'll have to just get rid of it. It's a throw to Lindell, who has it in the center. Lou Lindell will set up for her first throw in a little while at her own net. Hop step, throw, looking for Keen, found her. And Keen handles it. Keen's next throw is going to go into the 3 area, or the center area. And Lou Lindell handles it, hands off to Julie Johnson. Johnson on the right wing will fire into the center. Handled there by Rosemary Martin. Martin will hand off to Carly Gilbride. Gilbride's first throw in a little while will go short gap. And that's not going to work. And it'll be Ashley Andrews with it. Andrews from her left wing spot will fire into the center. Martin handles it fairly easily. And it'll be handed off to Amanda Keen. Keen's throw is in the center for Lou Lindell. 1:41 left in this second half. And there's a throw down. Handled by Martin. Martin will have to just roll it to avoid a 10-second penalty. Lou Lindell will handle it. And a quick pitch coming back the other way. Handled by Martin. Gilbride with it off the pass. She will throw, looking for the short gap, handled by Lou Lindell. Handed to Ashley Andrews. 1:11 left. Spin, bounce, Martin handles it. And Martin will hand off.
Official timeout. Noise. Gentlemen, on the other side of the wall, do not talk while the ball's in play.
So it is an official timeout due to noise, I believe.
Go outside the gymnasium.
So the ball's in the hands of Carly Gilbride after the official timeout. It's a full 10, and she'll set up and throw. Lou Lindell will handle it. And hand off to Julie Johnson. Right wing for BC, ready to go. That's going to go down the line, and it's not going to be very accurate. And it'll be put in the hands of Amanda Keen. Keen's throw, looking for that short gap, handled by Lou Lindell. As she blocks it out, and it's Julie Johnson with it in hand. down that line. It is handled by Amanda Keene. 25 seconds left in the second half. Keene's throw is going to be handled in the middle by Lou Lindell, and it's Ashley Andrews, possibly her last throw of the game. Nice bounce, looking for the center, found her, and Martin handles it. Under 10 seconds left, 8 seconds. Gilbride's throw is going to be handled by Andrews, and that is going to do it. BC is going to move on to the medal game, looking for gold. And BSO will play for bronze. So a nice game by BC. Again, they are winners 6-0. This game is over. This broadcast will end. We'll have the next game for you, the semifinal for the men, happening at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. We'll see you in just a little while.